Yes, yes, Trinidad. Hey Roses, long time no see. I apologize for there being such a long gap between videos. But if you saw my update video, then you will know why. But for those of you that are new, hi. Welcome, first off. And second, the reason I was gone a month was because my grandmother had foot surgery and I had to be her caretaker. And I'm already a caretaker of both my grandmother and my grandfather, but her having surgery just added another layer to being a caretaker. So that's why I've been gone for a while. But while I was gone, I recently got back into reading again. Let me know if you guys would like me to do like book reviews and stuff in the comments, because I'm actually really curious about that. Because I have 3 here that I'm about to share that really spoke to me. And I feel like it's an important topic to share. Not a lot of people do share it, which is sad. Alright. I almost went down the wrong way. Anyway. Point is, these issues don't get talked about enough. And I know it's because the entire world is freaking scared of this place. Because of all of its issues. But I recently read 3 books. 2 were borrowed, 1 I own. About people fleeing North Korea. These 2 are ones I got from the library. This is the one that I own. I went into Barnes & Noble specifically looking for this because I follow her YouTube. She is a human rights activist. She just became a U.S. citizen yesterday, so congrats to Hyunmi if she happens to come across this video. I doubt it. But she went through so much as a kid. And then the way her and her mother crossed into China to find her older sister and all the stuff that she went through. I'm not going to give any spoilers to this because I really do want to say, if you're interested in like a memoir that really shows how resilient humans can be despite conditions that they're working around, I would recommend this for sure. She even spoke at a few conferences. There was one in Ireland that she spoke in. I forget what it's called. That's going to bug me. Let me look right quick because it's going to bug me. I don't know where exactly in the book it's located, so that's why I'm just doing it. Looking it up on my phone. One Young World, that's what it was called. And it was in Ireland, I believe. And she had the entire audience in tears discussing her story. I will say one detail. There are trigger warnings for rape, sexual assault, eating disorder. It's not really eating disorder, it's more like she couldn't find enough to eat. But definitely sexual assault and rape and all that. I wanted to warn people that ahead of time, so if they did get this book and they get triggered by that, it was going to come from my neck. But I just cannot imagine going through everything that she went through and then having such a positive outlook on life. Personally, I feel like that this would have broke me years ago, especially when she was in China. That section alone is effed up. I'm not going to say the actual word, I'm trying to keep it family friendly, but it is effed up. And you know, I remember getting remember picking this out at Barnes & Noble, and my stepdad was like, well, it's what I consider a stepdad. He's not technically married to my mom. He said, are you really going to read that? I got home, I started reading it, and I finished it the next day. Because I think I got to the China section, if I remember correct. Which was where? So not that far into it when I got home, and I ended up finishing the rest of it after that. So this is a very I'm gonna say half inspiring, half psychological trauma. And what I mean by that is inspiring because she went through so much of it, and yet she still has such a positive outlook. And like what John said about being all the medical BS that I've been through, but anyway, regardless. The amount of stuff that she went through, and still being able to keep a smile on her face, and interact with people without cowering from people, especially men. Not gonna say why. It's just astonishing to me. And then shocking because of how bad her living situation in North Korea was. And I will say this one detail. When she crossed I think it was the Yalu River into China, she had just had her appendix taken out. She was crossing a frozen river after having her appendix taken out. And on top of that, she was fully conscious during the entire thing because they have no anesthesia in North Korea. Yeah. So it just when I read this, it honestly made me respect this woman more. And I know some people hate on her being like, oh, she's just using the fact that she's North Korean and all this to get fame, da-da-da. I highly doubt that. I feel like she's one of the people that she seems super genuine. I honestly wish I could support her on Patreon so that I could have like a live chat with her, but sadly I cannot. I'm also hoping, potentially, to get a signed copy of her book, because she has a hardback as well. And she's offering, I think, them signed for the holidays right now. But anyway, this was the first one. The second one, and this one, like I said, is from the library. This one is Escape from Camp 14. One Man's Remarkable Odyssey. What is it? I'm trying to see the labels cut off. One Man's Remarkable Odyssey from North Korea to Freedom in the West. There we go. And this is what it looks like. I heard that this was a movie. If any of you guys know about that, let me know down below. I'm curious. And if you've watched it, was it any good? Because I've been trying to see if that was actually a thing, but I haven't been able to find any proof of that. So, but yeah, this man named Shin. Let's find his full name. Shin Dong-hyuk. Okay. I knew it was Dong something, but I can't remember. Anyway, names blur together for me a lot. Especially at the rate that I read books. Anyway. He was born in Camp 14, like I said. Any child that is born in Camp 14, they have to work extra hard to wash the sins of their parents. Because they were tainted blood or something. Something stupid. really stupid. I'm just like, come on, people. I'm like, just say you want them to work harder because parents are getting older and they can't work as well. You could have phrased it that way instead of being like, you must watch the sins of your parents. But he had met a man that actually came into Camp 14. Is he started working in, I think it was coal mining. Sorry, my allergies are bad, so it's making my throat hurt. But, he had met somebody that was half Korean, half Chinese in the camp, and they got to talking, they became friends, and they were gonna escape together, and what happened was his friend went first, thinking that the electric fence was down, and you can guess where I'm going with that. In order to flee, he had to crawl over his friend's body and just barely get nicked by the electricity. I am sitting here going, what even? Like, I don't even know how to, explain my words to that. It just, when I'm reading stories like these in particular, it breaks my heart. It does. It breaks my heart because so many people have had to suffer for something that could easily have been avoided. And especially in his case, he was born in a camp. He had no choice. He was raised from an age to be a snitch. So when his mother and brother talked about fleeing, he reported it to a guard, but the guard took credit for knowing that information, even though Shin was the one that told him. It was like a dog-eat-dog world in camp, so I hate when people have to deal with that. I can say of the three, though, in terms of the story, this was probably my least favorite, and I say that because it is not written by Shin himself. It is actually written by Blaine Harden, and he loosely translates, but he tells it in like a third-person sense. And with memoirs, I personally like to read it from like a first-person perspective, like this one, or even Masaji. His was really good. So I don't know. It could just be something with me. I don't know, but I do like it enough that if I was in the mood to reread it for whatever weird reason, then I would pick it up again, but definitely one that surprised me. The last one involving North Korea, I know you guys are thinking, like, why is she reading so many books about North Korea? It's been a thing recently. I don't know what it is. It's been a thing. This one, I actually finished it a few hours ago. This one is called A River in Darkness, One Man's Escape from North Korea. Masaji Ishikawa. So, it follows his journey from, being born in Japan, being raised in Japan up until about the age of 13. And his dad overhears that North Korea is like this grand utopia that everybody's going to be able to get everything even, and they're going to, everything's equal, there's no social system, blah, blah, blah. So he takes his entire family, him, his wife, Masaji, and two sisters, I believe. I believe it's two. And he just he has no choice. He has to learn to adapt. In North Korea, he didn't know Korean at all. So he had to self-teach learning Korean by going to classes and stuff. But it's just insane. Also, I would get some tissues because the ending is very emotional and oh my gosh. I'm not saying why because I don't want to spoil anything. Because I tried to refrain from doing spoilery content. That's why I labeled the Detective Pikachu movie spoiler/bad language back when me and John were finished watching that. But I cannot believe. Yeah, it says born in 1947 in Kawasaki, Japan. He moved with his parents and his 3 sisters to North Korea in the age of 13, where he lived until his escape until 1996. So he was 36 then, yeah. The fact that, he spends all this time and he, trying to support the family, trying to do everything he can to try to give them a better life, but then because of the caste system, it was literally impossible. And that just wore away at him. It did. It just wore away at him. And his story, while similar to Yeonmi's in some regards, Yeonmi didn't have kids. That was the big thing. She escaped when she was 13, I believe. I believe that's right, yeah. With her mother. Because they were trying to find her sister. But, in this one, he got put in a forced marriage and ended up getting divorced and then finding another woman that he actually connected with and married her. And then they ended up having, I don't even know, I can't even remember how many kids, and I'm not going to say it just because A, I don't want to be wrong, and B, I don't want to spoil that. So, it just, so many emotions when reading these, oh my god. It is insane. Anyway, I wanted to mention those 3 because they were ones that really grabbed my attention recently. Sorry about that. And it's just ridiculous. No person should have to live in conditions like that. It's just ridiculous. I don't care who you are, what kind of power you have, I don't care. You should not treat human beings that way. I personally would spend more money into actually getting food than putting it into nuclear weapons. But yeah, I wanted to share those 3 with you guys because they were books that really kicked my reading mood back into gear. Yeonmi's was the one that started it, and then it just kept going. I'm already on book 8, and I started the 2nd week in November. So almost a month now, and I've read 8, which is insane. Because 2 of them were over 500 pages. One I went through easily because the author's writing style was written in verse, so there's a lot of empty space. The other book, not so much. That one had a lot of text in it and stuff, so that one took longer, but yeah. I'm gonna see if the library has any more memoirs from other defectors, but I don't know, probably not. She struggled with those too. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I will try to make videos more consistent again. I apologize that it's been so long. Please bear with me. Also, if you would, please send John some well wishes. He recently had eye surgery and he's been in a lot of pain. So, if thoughts and prayers are going to go his way, we would appreciate it. Right. With that, I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you guys in the video another time. Where is this?